Well, hello everyone. I'm back in Sedona. I'm so
Yay!
excited.
Look what happened. We got
We're
two of them
together.
together. Yay!
And I just came in actually this morning and I called Susan and I said, are you ready to do our Thursday video? Because we don't want to hold off, another week because we want you guys to we want to be on top of the energy. And me coming in from Greece and flying to Switzerland and then flying to Los Angeles and then coming to Phoenix and then driving up this morning. Of course, the energy's been like with difference. There's a lot of different energies that I've picked up. So I'm gonna really kind of start about something that I've been feeling as I was actually flying back from Greece to here. And 2012, I don't know if a lot of you know, there was a Mayan calendar. And in the Mayan calendar, there was a lot of research saying that the light of the earth actually stopped in Rome, from Rome all the way to America. So if the world is round, so it would be just going this way, and then all the countries like from Greece and China and Turkey and just all those to Australia point were in the darkness. Now what that means is that it's like Susan kind of, we can look at the moon, correct? The half side of the moon.
Mm.
So it feels to me that Greece is really going into the light. I think a lot of the countries like Turkey, they're having the war going on there. So there's a lot of light is coming in into those areas right now. Not that the light is missing in the other parts, but I think it's a lot stronger in the other ones. And I think those ancient countries are really coming up. And that was my feeling in 2012. But I feel it's happening right now as we're speaking since 2012.
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk about 2020. They're comparing it to 2012. 2020 is
Oh,
another.
really?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
a lot of conversations have been about. Okay, we thought 2012 was the, and now it looks like it's 2020. So there's been a lot of press about it. There's been a lot of press about these next 3 months that are leading up to 2020. And so I think it's very interesting what Zeppi has brought back. And what I compared it to was the dark side of the moon. So some countries were having the dark side of the moon, and just like any cycle or any pattern, as it turns, then some people get more light. In this case, it would be more different places on Earth would get more light and other places would get more dark. So I wonder, this is the first I've heard of that, but I find it very interesting that that's maybe what's showing up with this new 2020 that's coming up, because yeah, there's a lot of people are talking about the world will not look the same
Well, it's interesting
when we get to 2020.
Yeah, well, it's interesting that they talked about that because 2012 everybody was expecting that the world is changing, but I think it's taking time. Maybe our time and their time is very different, but it's taking time. And now 2020 is going to be another huge change.
Because I don't think things just happen like that.
I agree.
So maybe the 2012 was just the original awakening. Things are going to start happening, and in this time frame that we have been in, we have seen so many things happen, and maybe 2020 is going to be a faster trajectory of where we're going.
Well, and in a lot of countries in 2012, like Greece, for example, was in the spotlight for the negativity that was going on in her economics.
Wow. Yeah.
And 2020, supposedly astrologically, that's going to be another economic issue coming up. The economy is going to change. But also, there was a thought as you were speaking that it takes time for us to be able to adjust to this energy.
Right.
Because if they threw that energy at us, I mean, we wouldn't make it. Our bodies wouldn't make it.
Yeah. We have fairly sensitive systems. Exactly. The human body is fairly sensitive, and so if there's this massive pulsar of light or whatever you want to call it coming in, our bodies would not be able to handle it. We would implode, explode, and
get on fire or something. Something will happen.
So it's like plus an ascension and awakening takes time.
I agree.
It takes time to process, to integrate, to research that. It's like, what the heck is going on with me? What is this that's happening? What is happening with all of mankind? So yeah, 2020 is the new
It's the new.
Is the new timeline is 2020.
So there's nothing more research out there on the Mayan calendar. It stopped actually around 2012.
Right.
So let's see if the Mayan calendar is something that it was misread, but it was actually misunderstood, I want to say.
Well, if it was,
misinterpreted.
if that calendar was reset on 2012,
yes,
it just has taken us a while to get into the vibration of what's going on. So it's not that that calendar was incorrect. It's just like, okay, we did start something.
Yes.
On 2012. Now we will feel the effects of it in 2020.
Yeah, I don't know if it was I meant that it was incorrect, but it wasn't as big as everybody thought it was going to be. That's what I was meant. And now the big is happening, it's continuing happening.
Yeah, it is continuing to happening. So yeah, we didn't wake up and everything had changed, but we have certainly been in it for all these years. And,
and we've been in it for sure.
We've been in it. So yeah, just that's what we're talking about. And a lot of it conversation does revolve around the light and the vibration and the energy, because that is what it is. It's the vibration and it is the light. So
well, the more light, the better it is, because that's what we need on earth. We need to put light in the darkest spots in the area, and in our bodies also, so we can heal and take care of ourselves. And I think the earth is healing and taking care of herself with more light.
Well, there's so much new information just as far as who's running the world, and ancient information and all of that is coming into the light. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's how it feels in Greece for me, guys. I have to tell you, and I talked a little bit about that before. It feels like, we're pioneers in Greece right now because of this incredible light coming in. And it's bringing Greece into the surface,
And so is the United States one of those that's
going into the darkness,
in the shadows?
Yes.
So no surprise that all of the shadow is starting to come into the forefront, and the light's being shown on the shadow side.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
That's
all we have to say.
Big stuff. Big stuff.
And we're going to be coming to you live, not live, but we're going to be coming to you together. That's what I meant, because I'm not traveling for, at least for a little bit longer, and Susan is not traveling. And please subscribe to our channels, like and share, because we really like this work to go out there and help as many people as we can. And you can be part of it in this, helping us to do that. So thank you so much for being part of it. We're so excited.
Have you back.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.